Hey, while I got the clipboard out tonight, I just wanted to go ahead and go over some inbound ideas and different things that has worked for my team and different things I've done over the years. When I was in school, we had, I think, 10 different inbound plays, and some of them were lines, boxes, odd arrangements, um, and they were really confusing at the end of the day. They all worked to a certain extent, meaning when we worked on them in practice, they worked. But for me, where I'm at now, what I do is I take 1 week and just do the whole free throw series, and then I do 1 week and I do the whole box series, then I do 1 week and do the whole 3-point series, and I only have three of each, and they're super simple. Anybody can run them. Very simplistic ideas. I can't remember who the coach is, but they say good offense is spacing, and spacing is good offense. And that's how I try to do most of my inbound plays. So I'm going to go ahead and just go over some quick ideas that I do on the free throw line. It's the simplest. It works on pretty much all grade levels, man or zone. Very, very simple stuff. And you as the coach, pretty much after their team lines up on the first inbound, you'll know what you want to do. Whether a team drops down to a 2-3, or whether they man up or protect the paint, or against lobs or whatever they're looking for. That first time, that's going to be a huge indicator of what you're going to be able to have available. And so, with the three different ones I run from the free throw line, I'll show you what I do. So. Very simple lineup on the free throw line. The first one I do, and this is what I call one, very simple, is space, cut, and it looks like that. So everybody's running down the middle. This will work against most 2-3 alignments. If teams are playing man, they will be covering you to the inside, usually, stay between your man and the basket. And so you'll be able to get the guys in the corner and at least be able to set up your offense. You won't have to worry about getting a 5-second call or anything like that. And if you have good post players, they may be able to get a layup on this if the team goes man. If the team goes zone, 9 out of 10 times they're going to hit the guy in the corner just because that's going to be the guy that's open. So again, I've said this in all my videos, but whatever your offense system is, whatever you're looking to get guys shots, practice those kind of shots. And so, once we can practice, we'll have guys at the free throw line cut to the corner, get the ball from underneath, and shoot. And so, again, this is a shot that we practice because it's a shot that we're going to get probably 3 or 4 times a game. And in the realms of shots, that's a pretty big one. And so we practice that, and I encourage you guys to do the same if you're going to run this series or whatever series you're going to run. Make sure that those guys get those same kind of shots in a game. So we like to go to the corner a lot and the weak side post. I don't know what it is, but when the guy thinks corner, the backside forward, and a 2-3 will drop back, and the guy will be wide open. Occasionally you get the gift. The guy run right down the lane will be wide open. I always try to put my best player there because sometimes they can be a little crafty and get the ball. My best players this year are a point guard and a center, and so I have both of them run the middle spots. I have them interchange and try and get open there. So that's one. Again, just very, very simple spacing. The next play I'm going to show you is actually 3 just because it's the simplest one. And I have nicknames for everybody on the team. I encourage you to do that. Just good teamwork stuff. I believe that teamwork, chemistry, culture are the things that separate good teams from great teams. I've had good teams with good teamwork be able to beat teams I know were better than us because they had good teamwork. They believed in each other, good culture, all the little intangible things we had. And when it came down to a close game, we were able to hold off. So what I like to do with 3 is I call their nickname, and again, We line up in a line there on the free throw line, and I will call the person's name, their nickname, what exactly I want. And so let's say, I call a guy Carl, so I'll say, 3 Carl, 3 Carl. And so no matter where Carl is at, all Carl will do is drop back for a 3. And I have all 3 of these guys screen. This is really, once they know 3 was somebody's name, they're probably going to guard it. I've done it twice before in a game because I felt like they were just giving it to us. We had, I think, like 4 or 5 inbounds. We start off with 1. They packed the middle. I mean, like, all 5 guys were literally like that. And so we got an outside shot. But I said, we're going to come back with 3 with our best shooter. So I ran 3. And then I think I called 23, which basically is just some trying to throw them off. Whatever the first number is what we call. And so it was 2. And they still played that same way, so I came back to 3 later on and got another good shot from the outside. So whatever the guy is, we just drop him straight back from any position. I don't think it really matters. What you're looking for is are the guards, if they're in a zone, or if they're playing man, are they really protecting the middle? And then obviously you got to make sure that you set up a good wall to screen. Teams have scouted us before and know that we're coming to this play. And we've still caught the ball here, and then I've had 2 or 3 guys rush in, and then this guy can just drop a simple pass off, and you have, if 2 guys come up, then you have a 4-on-3, and I always tell my inbounder to go to the corner on this, 1 guy down here to the corner, and then I got the guy with the ball, and then the other guy cut. So I got decent spacing on it. Again, it's bang, 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 but this is a play that I really like to run. Usually it's my second inbound, depending on how 1 goes, but 1 gives us the base for everything we're going to see. And then last, when we run 2, it matters where the ball's at, so I'm going to draw the ball on here. Let's say that we're going to be on this side. And so what we do is, what I tell them is 2, so 2 right and 2 left. And if you're on the right, you go left. If you're on the left, you go right. What that means is these 2 guys, you're cutting and going all the way across. This guy cuts, then goes all the way across. And again, this has to be precise timing. And so what will happen is sometimes they'll think all our inbounds are the same. So, he's coming down. And then they'll follow him across, or they'll follow this guy across. So I usually kind of send him down and then over. 5 seconds is a long time, a long time. These 2 guys, since they're going middle, I give this guy the freedom. He can go wing, or he can go down corner, and then this guy plays off what he does. So if he goes wing, he goes top. If that guy goes corner, then he comes back, and he's ultimately going to be your outlet. More often on this one, we either get this guy, the second cutter. If the first guy clears the lane out, he'll be wide open. Or if the guys that were here follow him across, this guy will be wide open because this guy, if they're in zone, the 2 guys in zone will come over, and if this guy's in man, he will kind of hesitate here to make sure that nobody catches the ball, and then by the time this guy goes out to the corner, he'll have a quick shot. Again, this is a shot that we practice, so catch and shoot, catch and shoot, catch and shoot if you're open. I know that depending on what your team is, their lineup may be a little bit different. In the fact of 1, 2, and 3, you may have to line guys differently. When I first came up with this, I had 4 guys that could shoot, and so my 1 non-shooter was the inbounder, and I always tried to just run it to where it made the most sense. And any guy, you could line up any way, and any guy could run any spot. That way, we wouldn't give away what exactly we were trying to do. But again, that was just my first year. Now I try to adjust it some. But obviously, 1, you're going to have your 2 big guys run down the middle, and then on 2, you got one of your middle guys going to the corner. And I always say, if you get the ball there, you're not comfortable taking a shot. 1, either come in, take a 12-foot jump shot, or just hold the ball, throw it up to a guard, and we'll set up our offense. But that way we don't get stuck, don't get any 5-second calls, I can give the ball away. Those are just silly turnovers that you don't need. All right, so I know I've already gone over 10 minutes here. I try to keep everything under that. But this is just what we try to do for inbounds. 3 simple plays. They work for us. It's the first thing that I teach at the beginning of the year. We go over it one day, probably 10-15 minutes to teach it. And then we go over it every other day for the first week. And then we'll probably just go over it, 5 minutes a week after that, just kind of run through. The deal is kids have a pretty good memory when they act things out. Inbounds are super easy, especially if you got 2 baskets, split the team in half, go 5 and 5 and run through them quickly, and you can get through all 3 super quick, and then bring them back together, and then have them practice against zone and man. They can see that it works and what exactly they're looking for. So anyway, that's how we do our inbounds. Check it out. Hopefully they'll work for you. Let me know how it goes. And good luck, coaches.